Greetings and salutations. I am your DM once again for the Smalls. But I constantly forgetting to check the session number of this, but we're getting close to the 30s. We've not got a full house this time, so it's trying for us to do something different to return to the mini sessions. So, on that count, attending, we have Ladymage with Magpie.
Everyone, I hope everyone's doing well today.
Next up, JK Lantern, who's got nothing to worry about with Cyrano.
I never worry. I just take life as it comes.
Yeah, it's not Cyrano who's got to worry. Last but definitely not least, StarprincessHLC with Yuki.
Lad. Let that pick up.
Blood.
That picked up.
Blood.
Oh, okay.
So yes, Okasan is still missing in action.
Okasan is missing in action. Chief Ross is busy in the kitchens. Lowe's just needed a timeout. But something's come up, something a bit familiar for Magpie. You got noticed apparently there's some kind of fey visitation going to happen at this lad's inn on an island a bit away from the main place.
Oh, fun. In the meantime, she's been sword training with Badger because she's realized she has no confidence in her other battle skill, and she needs that if she's going to live.
It just took a second time for her to be sliced and diced for her to get this message.
Either you try chopping through metal and tell me if you're going to think it's your skills.
So, what's Cry and Yuki been up to in the meantime?
Yuki's been a little under the weather, if I'm not mistaken.
Lad.
So I've been trying to tend to her illness as best as I can. No need to ask why I'm bringing all of these raw steaks to her room.
No reason at all. But yeah, the call comes in for the Smalls. Yeah, reduced number, but no one cares. And you're sent off to this island on the edge of basically on the Inner Isles. It's a small place. It's kind of like Frontier, a go-between. Well, Frontier is more major bits of it. This place, it's just more for travellers going for the scenic route. And you approach the inn. It's rustic. Well, it looks like it's been designed to be rustic. Taken care by someone who really wants to create the image of rustic, pretty much. And the place is called the Nagging Donkey.
I had a character question. Did Shrek name this place?
Shrek doesn't exist in this world.
But didn't we have that one moment where there was an ogre and a donkey walking by?
Correction, Shrek doesn't exist in this universe yet.
God damn it, I started something. I just wanted to make a joke, I swear.
You notice a number of carriages, a number of horses, war ostriches, numerous animals of beast of burden outside, and inside you can hear music, haunting, soothing, done by masters of their craft.
Can I roll something to see if any of this is Fey-like?
How can you tell what music's Fey-like?
That's why I asked. I'm not sure.
No, really.
Hang on, let me look at my character sheet real quick. I got a 10 on history. What do I know about the composition of this music?
It was played on a violin.
Indeed, this is a piece of violin music that it was composed for the violin by someone presumably who knows how to play the violin.
That tells me absolutely one thing, and that's violins are involved in this. That
Yep.
doesn't help, noting that this is going to be Fae. And this could be just Fae being friendly, or this could be a problem.
Well, it means it's time for us to choose violins. I can feel Raven glaring at me right now.
No, that's the one. I have no idea if OBS is picking that up. Discord now has a soundboard.
Thank you, Discord, for providing more comedy for this chaotic group. Now, please excuse me, I need to scream into a pillow.
So, we're at the Nagging Donkey. There's beautiful violin music. I am checking on Yuki real quick.
Why do I envision Yuki is currently sucking on a blood smoothie?
Now, right now, she's just eyeing that violin with an eye twitching.
But you don't see any violins. You can hear one, but he's still outside.
She's hearing it and her eye is twitching.
This is fine. Everything's fine. Well, shall we wander into yon watering hole?
Let's do it. Magpie puts her hood up. She looks a little neater than normal for adventures because because they reported a Fae visitation, and that could mean either the Fae are supposed to be there, or they're just using bad wording. Either way, she's ready to either be polite or throw down.
And so you put open the door, you enter. The room opens out into the main greeting area of the business. It's basically like a giant a small hallway with a platform set up in the middle with tables set up all around. The reception area tucked into a corner near the way in. But what you notice most of all is okay. Everyone gives a perception roll.
Perception! Yes, because that is what Sai is known for.
Oh dear.
7.
22.
16.
Okay, for Yuki and Magpie, you look around and see the performers, a dancing troupe dressed in exotic gear, just dancing and passing in a very hypnotic way. For Magpie, Well, they look just like elves. However, Yuki.
I may only see them as elves, but do I get like a suspicion noting in a past session I got a flyer about a similar like a dance troupe of some sort?
Oh, you remember that? But it's a case of dance troupes aren't uncommon. That is the silver binding that goes around for entertainment and educational purposes. This could simply be one of them.
Is there anyone else like they work at the establishment?
Oh, there's plenty of waiters, waitresses, the person behind reception bit. Oh, also, as for what Cry sees, now Cry's a bit distracted by the dancers.
They really need a trampoline for the show. I feel like that would really make it a quality show.
Also,
Which one? Go ahead.
Also, in the middle of the platform is the source of the music. It's not violin music. It's harp music.
Sai clearly knows nothing of music.
Sigh, sharp of tooth, tin of ear.
That's what Yuki's the music aficionado of this couple.
Mm. Yuki climbs up to where the harp is, grabs it, smashes it to the ground.
The harp.
Magpie's pretending not to know her.
The harp hits the ground and makes a noise, but it doesn't break.
She continues to smash it across the ground, all while saying as many obscurities as possible.
I don't think this is her favorite genre of music.
I handle this.
Yuki, dear, that's very impolite.
While
It
they're doing
offends me.
that chaos, I go to the receptionist. Well, those two are causing chaos. Can I ask what the name of this traveling troupe is?
It's a young. Who do I want a receptionist to be? It's basically a young gnome sat at a tall stool. She's just watching on, mesmerized.
Oh, like she looks a little loopy, so to speak. Like not all there.
Is, like you said, mesmerized.
Ask, are you okay?
You are not getting any response from them.
Like she waves her hand in front of their face. Hello? Anyone home?
No, that isn't too polite, is it now?
Who said that? Because I'm pretty sure it wasn't the gnome.
A figure has appeared beside you.
Howdy. They're not looking too well. I'm a little worried is all. They're not responding to anything I've asked.
Oh, they're just enjoying the music. Just leave them be.
They're the receptionists. It's their job to kind of... Anyway, do you know the name of this troupe?
Are you looking at this person?
Yes, she's looking at him, like more of a side-eye kind of thing.
You see
But yeah.
an elf.
Okay, just
Cla-
generic elf.
Clad in the travelling garb of a knight. Above the shoulders is a fur-lined cloak. By their side is a sheathed sword. They have sharp eyes, and the lips have been painted black.
Interesting. Does Magpie know anything about any of that kind of attire?
Other than they gather some kind of knight out of their armor.
Yeah. Like, why would an elf have painted black lips, for example?
Style, darling, style.
She wasn't asking him. I was asking you if she'd know something like that, or if she'd just assume nothing.
And that's how I responded.
Ah,
This is a very stylish elf.
yeah,
Yes.
elf. Sir, do you happen to know what's the name of this traveling troupe?
Oh, they don't really have a name. They just mostly go by whatever people call them at the time. Is the Wanderers, the Seekers, the Bringers of Joy.
Now, would she know if that's unusual or not? And if I'm muffled, it's because my cat will not leave me alone.
So, Magpie, give us a perception roll, hearing, please.
26.
You hear someone behind you. You don't react quick enough, but it's a case of you're aware of them. Next thing you know, your hood's being yanked down. Now. Let's be polite now. Eye-to-eye contact is very important. Manners, dear. Manners.
Magpie flips it back up and goes, "Forgive me, I prefer to keep my head covered as per my cultural traditions. It's a little rude to take someone's cloak as well, without their permission, I believe."
It's also a little rude to be covering your head indoors as well. You notice behind you a very odd-looking goblin standing at the top of the desk. Their skin is dark near black highlight with basically hints of purple as highlight.
Do I get a bad feeling about this?
Give us a history roll, please.
16.
You're now looking at a shadow goblin. Shadow goblins either come from or have been turned by the shadow realm.
Magpie is on very high alert now. You'll forgive me, but I've been taught that I keep my hood up until I am fully familiar with an area to keep bandits and the like from recognizing my face. Forgive me if it's perceived as rude. I assure you I mean no ill will.
Sure. Hey, boss, it's showtime. And both the off-duty knight and the goblin turn to face the performance platform. The dancers, who are mixed from male, female, and androgynous, dressed in their exotic ways, designed to tease and titillate. They're still dancing, even though Yuki's basically now just jumping up and down, trying to break the heart, but it's just outright refuses. Have entered basically high gear in their dance, and they're now
What's the nearest one to Yuki?
and they're now singing.
Magpie, in the meantime, to Yuki inside with her bow, because she still has that, psionically tells them, because they're probably less than 30 feet away from her, noting Yuki is basically just destroying the harp right now and apparently plotting to bite one of the dancers. We need to get out of here now. Something's up.
One by one, the patron and the staff start to fall asleep. Either they slowly slouch down at their tables, or there's a thud as they just hit the floor. The singing, the footsteps are just joined by chorus of snoring or like heavy breathing. And then the snoring turns to a different noise. A sort of wheezing and oiking.
Oh no.
As one by one, the sleeping patrons and staff become pigs.
Is the party affected?
No. Then Mr. Main
Which
Event.
one was? And which one is closest to Yuki?
It's from what?
Which one of the dancers? Because she was asking that earlier.
Oh, my apologies. It's a case of they're dancing around in a circle. One of them's near them. Near her, it's only there for a moment.
Basically, they're moving around too quickly for
Yeah.
one to definitely be near her.
Okay.
Magpie under her hood, trying to get Yuki and Sai out of there because this is bad, kind of has a feeling of, oh crap, I was warned about this.
Yuki,
she's-
treats!
Patronize me.
Come on, Yuki. I think we want to get out of here right now.
Is then
She throws the harp at like the nearest being she sees.
Gate!
you hear a loud oinking as basically now a large heavy ball has been struck by the harp, but they're still asleep.
We're getting out of here now.
That looks to be some sort of powerful transmutation magic they have going on.
Yeah, that's a Fae troop I heard about. They've been pulling this shit.
The Lord of the Land has been disrespecting us. So
She said that through the... I should have said she's... Never mind. They overheard it.
they'd be saying this no matter what. It's case of the Lord of the Land has been disrespecting us. The knight has responded. The agreement in the beginning was we were agreed to do a tribute. It wasn't much. But they've been holding out on us. So we're just going to take our tribute elsewise. And then the knight just waves a hand and from among the pigs it seems to emerge a figure wrapped up in black leather. That figure's hidden either way. They pull out a bottle and they approach one of the largest boars that are sleeping in some rich fine clothing. They knelt down to him and seems to be whispering into their ear. Now, just to explain what's going on here, we're just going to take... Well, that's the Lord who's been paid us insult by not paying us tribute. So, simple fact is, we're just going to take a precious memory. That's all it is. Come the night, come the morning, they'll be all righteous rain refreshed, just naked, remembering their beautiful dance troupe granted them entertainment.
Magpie is kind of cringing because she knows how that felt.
What was the tribute you were offered? What was the nature of your agreement?
every new generation of the family, they were to be offered a song presented and written by a member of the family.
That's a rather reasonable tribute. I'm a little surprised the Lord couldn't keep that up.
Yes, it's rather a surprise, but, well, the memory stealer, memory thief, they're basically done with it. They're done what they're doing. They're just weaving their fingers, and some strange purple glow has left the boar's ear and into a bottle they're holding.
You'll forgive me, I'm a stranger around these parts. What is the name of the family?
The Lins.
Do I recognize the name of this family? Should I roll for history or something?
I'm gonna give you this one. They're a textile company. They make silks, fine cloths. They deal with basically the drow, elves, anyone where the good materials for making textiles that goes into clothes and whatnot come from. For all we understand about the Lins, they are rather reasonable.
Give a reason why they couldn't give you their tribute this time?
When we came to collect, what I was told, the message was, we don't feel like it.
Now, I'm not a lawyer of any description, but,
That's a shit poor excuse.
From what I understand, I don't feel like it is not a particularly strong legal case for breaking one's contract.
No, it's not. Especially not with Fae. Especially with a dance troupe I've heard of before with transmogrification powers like this. Though I didn't know about the memory stealing part.
If we really want to have listened to more of the vengeful ladies, we would have taken their firstborn. But no. Let's not do that.
You know, agreed. Appreciate you not doing that, sir. Still, I wonder why they didn't feel like it. That's a little odd. And you don't give an I didn't feel like it reason to a Fae. You give an actual reason and hope they understand. Because sometimes they can't or won't, depending on the personality and circumstances of the Fae separately.
Which way to the mansion? Where do they live?
Well, I don't think we're getting any information now. He's a sleeping pig.
I was talking to them.
Yes, perhaps we can arbitrate and figure out what is going on so that all of the parties involved can be happier.
With a wave of the hands, the Shadow Goblin basically produces a book. And for my own amusement, he has basically produced the Yellow Pages.
God, it's been a minute since I've seen one of those.
Well, ain't that handy?
Huh. Imagine a world where one of these was delivered to everyone's home every year so you could know where important businesses are.
Flip page, flip page.
You've actually found where the Lins live. It is one of the inner islands, and it's still close to the edge between inner and outer. But it's still pretty much where the inner islands are more to the lord of themselves.
There! Points to the direction. Now, we're going. Starts walking that direction.
Well, looks like we're going on a field trip.
we can solve this problem for you, so next time they won't give you such a shoddy reason. Like, Magpie's being a little more polite to the Fae themselves because, say, pulling her hood down, which she's still a little salty about, they have been actually very reasonable. She's a little surprised. Also, the music and dancing was lovely. I'd say shame I missed. Please ignore my foxy friend. She hasn't been herself lately.
She has very strong opinions about music.
My stalking, my walking!
One moment, my lady. And with that, they click their fingers. And a vortex appears on the platform, a swirling, shadowy mass of a portal.
Magpie's trying to be so polite, and Yuki is ruining it.
Yuki's not okay.
Oh, she's not. I take it this will take us directly to the Delans?
It is a shadow path. It pre-exists, and me and my company will escort you through there and point you towards the right direction, because we're only going part of the way. And Mr. Once you are there, you're kind of on your own.
Part of our job, anyway. Thank you for the favor. If there's anything I can give you in return, please let me know.
The knight just gives you a very worrying smile. We have all that we like and want, Gloomstalker.
Magpie, please.
And we thought you hid your true names.
Oh, it ain't my true name.
You sure?
Very sure. I just prefer to give something.
True names aren't what you're given. True names are what you grow into. But anyway...
This is something nobody in Pixie Ward knows? Oh, fuck!
Anyway, just raises his hands and claps. The glimmer around the dancers just disappear. And each of the dancers are varied mass. Originally, they were all a varied mass of skin tones and heights and ages. Well, mostly young. We can see them for what they are. They are shadow fae, horned elf-like creatures. Their features a little more predatory than your average elf.
Hornet elves, got it.
No, do not.
They gamble up their stuff and begin to enter into the shadow path.
Come on, you two. This is a shortcut.
I'm already getting there! Are you telling that, but I'm still walking?
You're walking the wrong way. This is a get it, Yuki. I know she's out of her mind, but we still kind of need her.
I think she dove into the portal at the moment it opened.
She's just poking her head through the vortex.
Yapping and get moving!
We're gonna get you to the dock when this is done.
Oh, where's Chief Ross with calm emotions?
In the kitchen.
Yeah, I don't think Doc Human is gonna be able to help with this.
A good 10 minutes later, you leave the company of the troupe. They seem to be in very good spirits. The dancers, the memory thief, the goblin and the knights, they're all very jovial. They're sharing stories with you, basically with the Shadowlands, basically of how beautiful it is, how they want for nothing. Except you.
You first.
Except for entertainment.
Magpie, I'm going to note that for Magpie, this is like a Fae Hunter's dream to see something like this. Like, even like the Shadow Path is beautiful to her. Like, her family would have killed to be able to see something like this. So she's very honored to be able to walk this path.
It's only a model. Oh, God.
You actually discover one of the dancers, particularly one of the younger ones, is a model maker. They they make stuff out of basically carved wood they spend ages on. They can practically live forever, and they've been working on a chess set for the last 200 years. The problem is, every now and again, they so close to go piece of the piece, but something goes wrong. It's just not right. And they take a good look at each of you, thinking, go, knight. Queen says, pointing to Yuki.
What are you looking at?
They called you a queen for their chess set. Who got knight, and did Magpie get picked for anything?
Cry got knight.
Makes sense.
The dancer in question is reviewing you. And Amin. Not a rook, not a bishop. Maybe one or the other? I'll figure it out later. Thank you for the inspiration, all three of you.
As a fellow woodcarver myself sometimes, happy to help. They look beautiful. I hope you perfect it soon.
Never said it was showing off their work, they were just talking about it.
Oh, they were just talking about it. Okay, so like Magpie's like, then Magpie's just, you're welcome, basically. She's being very polite to these Fae because this is big for her.
Well, you don't want to be pushed off into the realms between realms as such, the void.
I mean, there could be bad things in there. There could be like lost Githyanki mercenaries.
Or maybe Okasan's there.
Or Okasan.
You look out there, and there is Okasan in the rowboat.
I am the monarch of the sea. I am the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
And
that's not something you see every. No, that is something we see every day. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see that.
I was like, oh, he's doing well. Like, she's just gonna let him have his little adventure and head off.
I'd like to point out that I still canonically don't know precisely what Okasan's doing. Other than he's having the time of his life, evidently.
You're not even sure if that's the real Okasan or not.
There's no way of knowing, really.
No.
Schrodinger's Okasan.
The reason Mike actually likes Okasan is because he is fun.
So eventually, the troupe leave you, pointing you in the right direction. With a wave of the hand, the tunnel just branches off. The knight just gives you a bow with a bit of voice, and the troupe just disappears, as does the tunnel behind it.
Here we are.
And just to cut ahead, it's another 10 minutes. Someone's going, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Although you're not sure who's doing it.
She's checking her bag of holding.
And eventually, you leave the shadow tunnel. Or rather, the shadow path, as the Cobble Press calls it. You basically pop out into more what would be deemed civilized area compared to the outer isles. Is more rural. The best you can get really is a town. This is the outskirts of a city.
What a dump.
reaching tall, developed. There are signs of factories all over the place, just pumping out smoke into the air. And maybe for Cry, he knows this is more a residential area because it's nothing like New Genesis. Because at least then, when you arrive, someone's there to hand you gas masks because the smog is that bad.
Desert scarf and goggles because the smoke's actually bothering her a little bit. I can see why the Fae didn't want to come in here. I don't want to go in there.
Nobody wants to go in here.
Yuki just keeps walking.
Correction. We don't want to go in there. Yuki does.
I imagine that Yuki now has a hold of Yellow Pages, and the page for the lens is actually changing, telling her where to go.
It just keeps following the path.
Yep.
Is following her. Hopefully she's not walking through walls like the lantern is hinting at here.
Oh, I think she is. she has found the Crimson Ruby of Sidorak, and nothing is going to stop her.
And there's a rock in the way, and she gotta go right. Nope, she just goes right over it.
Oh god, the D&D movie was fun.
Well,
I still need to see that.
you notice in the population is more made of humans, elves, dwarves, halflings, gnomes. They're more looking at the upper crust, the snotty types compared to the more down to the earth types, the outer islands.
These people wouldn't know good ale if it bit them in the ass.
You also know that one of the shops you pass by actually is having a special offer on Snowy's special brew.
Huh.
And admittedly, they're not selling it to drink.
Is it at, like, the gun store? Is it gunpowder substitute?
Molotov cocktails for sale.
Explosive, cleaning, and corrosive solution all in one.
Man, just like that one guy's hot sauce I had that one time.
She's just focused on following Yuki because she does not like this place.
Eventually, you find your way to the Dylan Manor. It's like how some places, some men into middle age buys a big fancy sports car and as a midlife crisis. This place looks like a midlife crisis estate. It's all very much done to look grand and expensive on the outside.
This is needlessly ostentatious.
Is it? Because there's like grand, but just grand or overly grand, and then there's
This
this is an eyesore.
This is the house that basically overdoes it with Christmas decorations 2 months before Christmas.
Magpie. Si, you're being too nice. I think the word you're looking for is tacky as hell.
There are Toby mugs and snowmen and gnomes everywhere.
Yes.
Oh god, this turned into a horror session. So who's knocking on the door to come in?
Yuki. With her
Oh.
foot.
Yuki,
Open up, you aristocratic assholes!
while I agree with the sentiment, can we not?
You gonna be telling me what to do then? Just like everyone else!
No, Yuki, we need some decorum or we're not gonna get any help at all. I'm trying to help you here. What's going on in your head there, huh? Why are you so angry?
I don't know. And then she just breaks down crying.
Magpie
It's all right.
just kind
I'm
of
here. I'm here.
I'm here too, Yuki. It's okay. We'll figure this out. Don't worry.
It's
Take it to...
at this point the windows above the door opens up. A maid, human, on the stocky side. She pokes her head out. So what's all this noise then?
We need to talk to... Well, the Lord's not in. We know this. We saw him at an inn. We need to talk to the second person to talk to about deals with the Fae because, yeah, the Fae you have to deal with are a wee bit pissed at you.
Oh, you
We're part of a collection agency.
Not exactly. We're here to try to make things right, in a sense.
Are you collecting for the needy?
Oh, for the... Really? I literally say, Faye, they're pissed at you, and we're trying to fix this, and you think I'm collecting for the needy.
I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to him.
No, we're here to collect on a debt.
With the Fae. Magpie is just looking at someone like, are you that stupid? Like, she can't see it because of the goggles and the scarf and the hood, but she has this feeling of, are you that stupid?
What are you on about? Very many children's tales. I go get a lady in the house. And the windows are slab shut.
I don't like her.
You know, we could always just burn the house down and hope for the best.
Fire.
Yeah, tempting as it is, let's try the negotiation angle first, and if that doesn't work, fire.
Oh no.
5 minutes later, yes, you're shown in. You're taken to the big fancy room. I can't get the name of the room now.
The Ostentarium.
The Ostentarium. It's because you remember being taken to Lord Granville's little area where Gaia caught her Zarzip back in the day when the captain was going to Dr. Granville help. That was the only building, that was the only building Granville, only a room that Granville had done up to at least look presentable for business purposes.
So the parlor or greeting room.
Yeah, the parlor. This thing is as gaudy and over the top as the outside. There is a line of Toby jugs just lining the walls, just staring at you.
I think I'm being watched.
Yuki gets close to one of them and she just starts laughing uncontrollably, like that scene in Evil Dead 2.
You know, let her do that. let her do that.
I hear that too great a concentration of these mugs does tend to warp reality. This is, in fact, the second biggest collection of these mugs I have ever seen.
I don't want to ever see the first biggest.
Also note there is a moose head over the fireplace.
I'm on to you, Moose.
Mac is getting flashbacks to, in the short story I wrote, the toy store that she went into to introduce herself. And all the dolls looking at her. She does not like this.
Cry, you think you hear? No, you don't. You don't know if the moose has actually spoken, or it's just the Toby Deuce getting to you.
Ah, yes. Madness is soon to follow.
Wonder what
This
the
is
lady of the house is like.
This is clearly a cursed place. We should not be trying to help them. We should just be burning it to the ground.
We promise we try to help first.
There is no hope here.
It's at this point you hear heavy footsteps coming downstairs. Thud, thud, thud. It comes to the closed door, and finally the door's thrown open, and there is a tiny, skinny little woman. Human. You remember basically being introduced to late Granny Midnight, who basically looked like a giant pink strawberry?
Mhm.
Yeah.
This woman's worse. She has a bigger hat and more feathers in her hat, which apparently she just refuses to take off. And her dress is bright yellow.
Hey, she's a banana.
Lemon. I am Lady Delin. How can I help you?
Lady Delenn, we come with news and an issue. We heard you had a dealing with the Fae.
Oh, this claptrap again?
Yes, they required a song, and you said you didn't feel like it. Well, your husband is currently a bore for the day, and one of his precious memories has been taken as recompense.
A boy is, well, it can be quite boorish at times.
You cannot see her face. I'm curious why you did not want to give the song, which is a very reasonable request from Faye.
Does the silver binding give away their services for free? Does the minstrel that travels around give away their talents for free?
The Fae have been giving you something. They always honor their end of the deal, ma'am.
Oh,
It's like,
yes,
this is the nobles my dad was talking about. I want to strangle this woman.
Oh yes, the tales of the great granddad there apparently when settled on this mud ball of an island before civilizing it.
Yes. And all they ask is a song in return every generation. Seems reasonable to me. What about you, Si? What do you think?
What did the Fae supposedly offer your your esteemed ancestor?
Ownership of the island pretty much outside of the control of the lighthouse dragon. That we were allowed to settle and expand and develop how we wish.
Which is very similar to what Lord Midnight has with. This is out of character. Which is similar to what Lord Midnight has. So Magpie's like, yes, I've heard of dealings like that before. That's very common, actually, and it's very common for the Fae to give reasonable deals. A song every generation is rather reasonable.
Oh,
So,
peace, pause. The dragons are real. We've seen them. We've seen them flying overhead on the routine patrols. We've seen their kobolds coming and going for whatever purposes. Faye? Never seen one in my life.
Magpie is trying to hide it, but this woman is starting to piss her off a little bit. But she's trying to calm her temper. Ma'am, the Fae do not reveal themselves unless 100% necessary. And they have, as I said, taken interest in that one of your husband's precious memories is missing now, and is now entertainment for the Fae. So I would advise you write the song, and we will try to see if the Fae are willing to continue to work with you, or if they require something more.
I suppose his Faye asked you to come and talk to me?
Yes, actually.
No, they didn't.
Well, we offered and they let us. And you think Magpie's gonna say no, they didn't? And she's kind of looking at Sai to see if he has any input on, you know.
Tell me, do you effectively rule this island?
Yeah, one of the major families of it, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Are you musically trained?
me? No.
Is anyone in your family musically trained as of late?
Not really. My husband's the one who does play a penny whistle now and again, but that's about it.
Hey, this is making more sense. Oh boy.
Look, tell you what, if it gets rid of you, I'll have a word with my husband. If someone's pressuring him for something, he'll tell me about it, and we'll sort something.
I don't think he'll remember. How fond of you are hearing? How fond are you of hearing him play the penny whistle?
Admit, yeah, would rather he do it a little less, but it makes him happy.
Well, I have a feeling you may never have to worry about it again.
Sai, he'll turn back in like a day.
Out of character, I am aware of this. I think the memory they took from him is how to play the penny whistle.
You know, that would probably be
All right.
Because that's precisely what I would do.
Just
They
Nope.
didn't want to give us a song? Oh, we'll just take the music from them. There we go!
I have a feeling the memory is a little more precious than that. Like, Magpie kind of gets a little brainstorm. Ma'am, how fond are you of your husband in general? Like, do you two get along? Is your relationship good? That sort of thing. Just a curiosity.
Ma'am, that is not so personal asking. I've said the situation shall be addressed when my husband returns. Now I'm asking you, please leave.
Okay, this woman is completely unhelpful. Right.
Oh, Suno, give us a straight up D20 roll.
Straight up D20.
Yes,
13.
that's good enough. The Toby mugs start laughing at you. And next
Yes. Madness.
and next thing you know, an eruption of custard launches out of each and every Toby mug and hits you square in the face.
Yuki laughs harder.
Can Magpie and Yuki even see this?
A moment later, for Cry, he's looking around and he's not covered in custard. He definitely remembered he had Yuki laughing, though at the moment he doesn't look like he did. And all the Toby mugs are just as there like there ever was.
I hate this fucking island. I hate it. I hate it.
Gosh.
I'm going to...
Along the way, you swear the monks started singing, "Can I play with madness?"
So we leave. Magpie is just okay. These people are idiots. She's by By the way, did Yuki and Magpie see the custard get splattered onto the Sai, or was he clean to them?
It's clean.
Okay.
Yeah, I just had a psychotic break because of the Toby mugs.
So, okay. Apparently these nobles are what my daddy warned me about, like, when they get away from the manor. Where they're snooty, stupid, and refuse to listen to reason. As much as I want to do fire, I think we have to prove they are real for them to listen to us.
The real question is... This woman has made it abundantly clear she does not want help. What is our duty of care here? Are we required to help them?
Fortunately, we can't help those that aren't gonna accept help. So either the Fae are gonna step up their game and she's gonna learn the hard way, yeah, the Fae are real and they're real pissed. Also, how do we tell them that they just refuse because they don't believe? Because we should at least tell the Fae, the dancing troupe, that, yeah, they don't think you're real and they're refusing to listen.
Anyone got a rope?
I've got a lot of rope, as a matter of fact.
Perfect. We're going back in there.
Everyone has 50 foot of rope.
Who's asking how we tell the Fae themselves?
No, see? We're grabbing Wrinkle Ass over there. We're gonna tie her up and drag her to the Fae.
I'm gonna bring this session to a close on this. I'm gonna continue it into the next one. Because it come to time, and we're not leaving it on that.
Hey, I love Wrinkle Ass. B Magpie is having no part of this.
So, yes. Until next time, folks.
Crimes.
Bye-bye.
Bye, folks.